Okay, this is for SB Pro, and we're here at Occupy Raleigh, and I got a classmate here from, I didn't think I'd meet anyone I know. Could you tell the people your name?
Hi, my name is Tori.
Alright, I got a couple of questions for how long have you been here?
I've been here every day since Saturday, October 15th, at least 4 to 5 hours.
And that's when Occupy Raleigh started?
Occupy Raleigh kicked off on October 15th.
Alright, did you guys have a leader, or how did you come up with, like, how do you...
We don't have a leader. We have a lot of working groups and committees that kind of try to get the word out or decide how much food we need, and we vote on it. We have GAs, General Assemblies, at noon and at 6:30, and we vote on everything, and we take a consensus. So there's no leader. We just all vote. It's very democratic. What was the rest of the question?
Did like, has anyone come up and tried to be the leader or something, or is it just like... Is it like a go-with-the-flow attitude?
Well, there have been a couple issues where if somebody wanted to start like an executive board, and that was voted down.
Okay, that's very democratic.
Yes.
How, like, who, like, I know that you guys voted to support and be part of Occupy Wall Street, and I know a lot of people weren't very happy with that. Could you explain that?
I'm not really sure why people weren't happy with that. I think as a group we had a pretty general consensus that we would, yes, follow Occupy Wall Street. There might have been a few people who were dissenting on some minor issues, but for the most part we are modeling ourselves.
Could you elaborate on the minor issues a little bit?
Oh, there might have been some social issues that everybody kind of differs on a few social issues, like the homeless or health care.
Oh, here are the supporters. Everybody that comes through supports honks.
Yeah, pretty much. Lots of honkers, but we also have lots of get-a-jobs.
Like, who, I know you guys have like food and refreshments.
Yes.
Has there been any companies or who's been supporting you guys?
All individual in-kind donations. Folks drive up and drop off apples or water or socks.
Okay. There's nobody sleeping here, are there? Do people leave, or are there some people?
If you look at that silver thing down there, or right here behind me, there's a lump of silver. There's somebody asleep under there. It's way up there by the state capitol sign.
Okay. Oh.
They were here all night.
He's sleeping?
They were here all night.
Okay. Let me just zoom in a little bit.
He didn't go to sleep till the sun came up.
Oh, wow. I like that. It's a very good dedication. I wanted to like make this video to people know that, you know, Occupy Wall Street, it's big, but you can't let New York do it by itself.
Well, that's true, and I think
you have to start at the local level, and I wish there was more people here, because it seems like you guys don't have a lot, and yet there's like 4,000 people who like it on Facebook. Like,
yeah, 4,276 people.
Yeah, you don't, we don't need that. We need people here to show them.
I would love it. I would love more people to come out. We do have a dedicated group that fights for those people who might not be able to come out. And we understand that not everybody can spend all day, but that's not what we're asking you. If you can take an hour, if you work downtown, you can take an hour on your lunch break and come out. We've got coffee and food. You don't even have to pay for lunch. Just come down here and hang out for an hour.
Yeah.
If you've got a couple hours on a Saturday afternoon or Tuesday night, you know, instead of going to the bar.
Yeah, it doesn't matter if you're right wing, left wing, Republican or Democrat. This is about getting lobbyists out of Capitol Hill, getting the corporate money out of Capitol Hill, and bringing back the power of the people, which is what they attempted to do. Oh, there's another classmate. This is just unreal. Like, now I see this cop right here, and I see a couple of cops. They weren't there before. Like how have they been treating you guys?
Half jobs. Anyway, that seems to be a familiar sentiment, and every time they wanted
that guy voted for Bush twice.
Yeah. What I really want to holler is, are you hiring? When they say that, I want to ask if they're hiring. So.
How have the cops been treating you guys over here? Like,
oh, fine.
Like, I know they arrested 20 people. What came out about that?
Well, they were legalized.
I knew.
Yeah, we go to, we see each other like every day.
Yeah. No, they've been treating us well. I mean, they're doing their job, but you know, I think they're pretty compassionate about, you know, what's going on here. Most of them, anyway.
Yeah.
And other than that, when they were arrested, they let everyone stay together. They processed them as quickly as they could, and you know, and got them out of there. And you know, from what I understand, they were really nice to them.
Okay. Do you guys what are you guys' feelings on political contributions by unions and corporations?
My feelings is that there should be stricter laws against it, because I feel like if a leader, a politician, is going to be accepting money from a corporation, what is the purpose of that? They're going to feel like they have to do favors in return to the corporation, and that's not right. So
I believe there is a federal law that prohibits direct contributions, but
That's why they did the super PAC.
yeah,
but now there
they need
is.
to tighten up the restrictions.
But now they have the Supreme Court just handled a ruling, Citizens United versus FEC, and it said that you can't prohibit, you know, the propaganda that corporations do in part for the politicians running. So, you know, if I'm running and you're running and Bank of America wants to put an ad on the TV that says things negative about you, all they have to do is just say this is paid for by, you know, Bank of America. But they don't do that. They go like, they make a group called Citizens United, and here you think, you know, it's actually citizens or stuff, or it's just, you know, like a non-profit group, and it's really just a bunch of corporations getting together and trying to get people elected that sees fit.
I think it really also needs to be a personal choice with the politicians whether or not they want to be connected to something like that. A lot of times it's hidden, it's done, you know, without people knowing, but then if they're found out later on, like Governor Easley and, you know, the stuff going on with our current governor, you know, accepting contributions, that has to be a personal choice. I mean, if you're a politician and you want to be taken seriously and believed by the people and be for the people, then you need to stand apart from, you know, so, sorry, distraction. Sorry.
Yeah, they're gonna march now.
People's mic. We're gonna march. I'm gonna go as far as I can. There you go. On my silly cane after I Twitter and Facebook everybody that we're doing it. Here we go.
Well,
I'm going this way. Is there any more questions you have?
yeah,
Stop and do more? Or?
Yeah, like personally, what made you come here? What's your backstory? Like what?
Because of the job environment, my husband had to take a job 3 hours away. With a master's degree, he couldn't find a job here.
What did you have a master's in?
He has a master's in art, in fine art, and he was an adjunct professor at NC State, but budget cuts.
I'll carry you.
No more teaching. Because of that, he couldn't find a job. He had to find a job 3 hours away, which means we see him. Me and my children see him twice a month now.
Damn.
And you know, I think that if the job creators actually used the tax breaks that they have to create jobs, that wouldn't have happened. So that's my biggest issue. But I also have issue with corporations and their ability to finance our representatives.
Now I know you guys don't have a list of demands.
Not yet.
Do you think it could go any further without a list of demands?
I think that trying to get the attention of those of us who think that they're not in the 99% takes time, and the movement has to grow before we can show that we're really serious. I do believe that they were talking about a group meetup in July of next year. Hopefully we'll still be rolling to hammer out a list of demands.
That's not pretty far. That's like,
It is pretty far. But, you know, Rome wasn't built in a day. Change takes time, patience, and honestly, it's hard to clarify things right now because there's so many of us with so many personal issues. And I think that's what the deal is. We're trying to hone it down, and we've been, every Occupy has taken surveys, and I think that we're going to try to base what our demands are on the general consensus of the groups as a whole.
Okay. How long are you personally willing to stay?
As long as it takes. I know I have school and I have a family to take care of, and I have part-time work that I work from home. But when I can, I'm here, and I'll continue to be so until we see politicians paying attention to us and changing some things.
I know you guys were over there before, right?
Yeah, we were on Capitol grounds the
now
first
that,
day on the 15th.
That is public property, and you've been taken out.
Yeah.
I know you guys have lawyers.
Mm-hmm.
And what have they argued? Because First Amendment defends the right to assemble, and that's public property.
And that's pretty much the argument that we've been putting out to them, and have really gotten some really silly reasons. One was that later on this afternoon, a group is going to be on the Capitol grounds for an hour.
Yeah.
So that we couldn't be there. And then there was the objection that we weren't going to have enough security, because they cut the police force's budget, so there's not enough cops. So I mean, basically, it's kind of like a vicious circle.
Yeah, like you're fueling.
Yeah.
This is what we're arguing against, and you're fueling it.
Right.
By saying you cut the police budget, you're not really helping your case.
Yeah, no, you're not. But and we didn't want anything more than this small grass patch, which is pretty out of the way.
Yeah.
From right on this side of the handicap ramp down to the corner, and not on the sidewalk, but in this grass patch on this side of the sidewalk. We weren't going to be obstructing anybody from anything. But it didn't work. But that doesn't mean we're going to stop trying. It will continue. Our legal team will continue.
How, look at the ABC News 11.
Yeah, ABC News has been here daily.
Okay.
They might not have, they haven't maybe published stories daily, but they have been here daily. In fact, they're the only news crew that I've seen out here in the last week.
What, dispatch?
ABC 11. I haven't seen
ABC 11
out here at all.
ABC 11 isn't the one that's...
WRAL's bought and sold by somebody who, I don't know who they're bought and sold by, but they don't like us.
No, they do not.
That's not the one that's downtown here, because I know in front of the federal building, WRAL, that's the news building.
They're only a few blocks away from us, and haven't bothered to come out.
Oh, WRAL?
Yeah,
they're right there. They're literally like 3 blocks.
Across the state.
They're more concerned about the fair this week.
Yeah.
I've seen, at least an hour of fair coverage a day, and not even a blip about what's going on here.
The biggest news in America
is the fair.
And, well, the biggest news in Raleigh, but the biggest news in America isn't getting any coverage from the local people.
Oh, the biggest news in America yesterday was Muammar Gaddafi getting whacked.
Yeah.
That's right.
And that's more propaganda, because Gaddafi did do a lot of good.
I think
he was a
dictator. I don't think the bullet that went through Muammar Gaddafi's head, I don't think he was thinking that was propaganda at the time that it was passing through his skull.
No,
it was a small group of rebels. They got help from the United States. If we right now, like this
small pissed off people who said we don't feel like putting this guy through a trial, they whacked him.
Yeah, because he's going to get away with stuff. Later on. Thank you.
But I mean, when you see what Gaddafi did, you can see that he was a benevolent dictator. Are you kidding me?
Oh yeah. Explain that to the families of Locker.
Yeah, probably. I mean, but they do that stuff here too sometimes. That's pretty much everywhere. Did you hear about the...
Interesting guy to talk to. Yeah. I think he's... I've got a lot of people say, there's only Democrats here. I don't think there are.
I think it was...
I used to be. I've been a lifelong Democrat all my life.
And now are you independent like me?
I'm pissed off.
Me too.
I don't like either.
Do you have any senators that you like?
Do I have any senators that I like? Right at the moment.
Every single generation in this world has the power to change things. It's not just me, the 19-year-old. It's not just the young ones. It's everybody. We've had veterans. We've had veterans of all the wars that are still alive. We have everyone involved in this movement. We have the power to change anything we want. No one can take that away from us, ever. You were born free, you will live free, and you will die free. We are Americans, and more than that, we are people. We are citizens of the world. And if we could all realize that and stay together as a community, realize that we have solidarity within ourselves and also with everyone else that we see here today, everyone who drives by, every single person on this earth could get together and actually make a difference.